Hey everybody, on today's video we're going to talk about the top 10 reasons why a lawyer should hire a private investigator. I was given a case to review involving a fatal traffic crash. The driver of the at-fault vehicle was calculated to be going faster than the posted speed limit by the police accident reconstructionist. After reviewing the calculations, it was found out that the driver was not going over the posted speed limit. Matter of fact, was going under the posted speed limit. There are several other reasons why you should hire a private investigator. Stay tuned. We're going to tell you why. Don't go anywhere. Watch this video. Hello, for those that don't know me, my name is Wayne Bizard. I'm a 26-year law enforcement veteran and a Mid-Michigan private investigator. This video, we're going to talk about several reasons why lawyers should hire a private investigator to assist with their cases. The first reason that I'm going to list and highlight is time. I don't know many good attorneys who have a lot of time to spend conducting investigations, going out and running surveillance, interviewing witnesses. Most good attorneys have dozens and dozens of cases that they're juggling at the same time. Hiring a private investigator can help you manage your time and your cases. I had an attorney friend that told me that he wished that he had a private investigator help him with a case that he had. He explained that he had a couple people that he had to go out and interview, and it took him a couple of months before he could find time to do the interviews. That's where a private investigator comes in. We have the time, we have the skills, we have the knowledge. We can go out and conduct those interviews for you and get that information to you so your cases are done quickly and you're able to focus on your clients and the other cases that you have. The second reason that you should hire a private investigator is we have the experience, the knowledge, and the skills to go out and collect the evidence that you need for your cases. We have access to different tools and databases that we can search for witnesses, search for suspects, locate assets, find long lost cousins. Just about anything that you want to find, we have access to it. We have the knowledge on how to go out on the internet and publicly search for records, photographs, or facial recognition systems to see if we can locate social media accounts or locate where somebody might be. Many private investigators have either traffic crash reconstructionists on staff, or they are traffic crash reconstructionists that can come in very handy if your client gets charged in a fatal traffic crash. As I explained before, I had a crash that I was asked to investigate involving two vehicles. One vehicle was said to be traveling faster than the posted speed limit and broadsided a second vehicle, causing the passenger to die. The reconstructionist from the police department had calculated the speed of the vehicle to be going way faster than the posted speed limit, about 15 to 20 miles an hour faster. My staff of experts reviewed those calculations and found out that not only was the subject not speeding, but he was driving under the posted speed limit. So having a qualified accident reconstructionist review any fatal traffic crash is very important. Also, we know what's missing in discovery. I have been given several cases from criminal defense attorneys and found that there's missing evidence or missing information in the report or documents that should have been turned over. Everybody knows that when the police department turns over those records to the prosecutor, the defense attorney doesn't always get all of the records. So it's important to have somebody who knows what they're looking for to go through those reports and say, hey, you're missing the phone downloads, or you're missing the crash data from this vehicle, or you're missing photographs of the scene or the reconstruction of the scene. So we can go and we can look at those, that information and tell you what's missing, and also verify information that's not in the report. And the third reason why you should hire a private investigator is witnesses. We have the time and the resources to spend to go out and locate those hard to find witnesses, interview them, prepare a report, and get that information to you. A lot of times I find that law enforcement will only put in the police report what is necessary to prove their case. For example, if they interview a witness and the witness says, I saw a blue car speed away, but I saw a red car parked behind it that looked suspicious, and the police suspect that the red car was involved, they're only going to put in the police report that the witness saw a red car parked in the area. We can go out, we can re-interview witnesses that the police have talked to, find out if there's any information that was left out of the report, or find out if those informations remembered something that they didn't tell the police after they had left. And the fourth reason to hire a private investigator is surveillance. We have the time, we have the tools, and we have the skills necessary to go out and conduct a successful surveillance on whatever the case might be. We have special tools that we use to help us fulfill those obligations when it comes to surveillance. For instance, we have cameras that take photographs long range. We have different vehicles. Sometimes we have vans that we use. Sometimes we have specialized cameras that look like rocks, or we put cameras up on poles. So we have all those tools that we can use, or if we don't have those tools, we have the resources to call somebody in who does have those tools. And reason number 6 is background information. We can go and determine whether one of the witnesses in the case has a bias, or maybe they know your client and they don't like the client. So we can find that information out, and we can find out whether or not a witness is credible, or whether or not they have a felony in their background or something that would preclude them from testifying in court. And reason number 6 is police practices and procedures. A lot of private investigators are former law enforcement and have a great understanding of police practices and procedures. I had an attorney contact me who stated that their client had been interrogated by the police. However, the police department deleted the recording of the interrogation. The police told the attorney that they only keep the videos for 30 days because they don't have the way to retain them. However, there's a Michigan statute that requires police agencies to keep that footage for 30 days after the investigation has concluded, or 30 days after the warrant has been denied, or 30 days after the court proceedings and appeals period is over. So the attorney then has some ramifications for the police department. And reason number 7 is private investigators are free from bias. We don't have any preconceived notions about the case, about the client. We don't have any information about either of the attorneys. Private investigator is there to find the truth, no matter what that truth may be. Sometimes that truth helps, sometimes that truth hurts, but a good private investigator is going to give you the information regardless of the outcome, regardless of whether it hurts or helps your client. And reason number 8, attorneys, is it levels the playing field. The prosecutor's office has their own investigator, or if they don't, they have the police detectives that can go out and seek information, interview witnesses, and collect evidence. As a defense attorney or a criminal defense attorney, you do not have those resources. Well, you do if you hire a private investigator. We can go out and do the exact same thing as the detective or the prosecution's investigator and help bring you evidence and help protect your client. And reason number 9 is, attorneys, it is a great marketing tool. Ask the client, give the client an option. Would you like to have a private investigator work on your case to collect evidence for you? I'll guarantee you they're going to tell you that they are. Put it on your website. Let your clients know during the consultation that your firm is one that offers private investigative services to all their clients. I guarantee you, your client is going to like the fact that they have somebody working for them and on their side. There's not many law firms that offer those services, so it's only good for you because you stand out and makes your firm different from all the other ones. And last but not least, reason number 10, you have a professional licensed investigator working for you on your cases. So you need to make sure that the investigator that you choose is a licensed investigator. You can go on to LARA and verify the license of the investigator that you're looking to hire. You can check with other attorneys and see if they recommend somebody to hire. Ask the private investigator for references from clients that have worked with them. If they're not willing to give you those references, move on, find a different private investigator. Check to see if the private investigator is part of a state or national organization, because that private investigator is interested in learning, keeping updated, getting continuing education credits, and only going to make them a better private investigator. A private investigator who has a law enforcement background is a plus, but it's not a must. There's a lot of great private investigators out there that don't have law enforcement backgrounds who do a very good job. And last but not least, interview the private investigator before you hire them. Make sure they're a good fit for you. Make sure they're a good fit for your firm and that you're able to work with them. You're going to have to be able to communicate with that private investigator because you need to relay information. They need to relay information to you. And if you're not able to work together, if your personalities aren't going to mesh, then you should hire a different private investigator. All right, attorney, I hope you understand the top 10 reasons why lawyers and attorneys should hire a private investigator. I hope you got some value from this video. And I hope, most importantly, that you understand that the cost of hiring a private investigator is far worth the value. Please stay tuned for other videos and be safe.